without comparing myself to false idols and false gods, the more I can't help but believe within my heart and mind that Heath Ledger, that performed the Joker within Dark Knight and I, are more or less the exact same. He was about order and chaos, and that's exactly what I am, when chaos seems to find me all the time. In other words, depending on who's bringing the chaos and what the chaos is trying to teach me, determines whether or not I'm logical with said people involved. Because not all chaos that is sent, our way, is actually meant to, technically speaking, sabotage or even destroy our life, rather to give our life meaning. And I guess, to some extent I do share some of his characteristics and personas when it comes down to human connection, because we live in a world, that's full of too much self-entitlement, too much narcissism, too much greed, and nobody actually gives a shit about those that weren't designed or created to fit into the system. Therefore, they should be taught a valuable life lesson, that they're not above God the Father, nor his Son Jesus Christ, and the throne that they sit on. And they're going to learn this the hard, valuable way, when their so-called life comes crashing down above their very head, and they hit so hard with reality that they are forever, and I mean ever, going to live within their feelings and emotions, along with the punishments and consequences to their so-called pleasures that they decided to take on in the heat of the moment without thinking rationally. And this is what happens. I've tried warning people that leading life within your feelings and emotions is nothing more than a recipe for disaster. I don't care who you are, man or woman. Because feelings and emotions lead people to committing degenerative behaviours that look pleasurable in the given moment, that offer false dopamine. And once they receive said dopamine, and that wears off, they're now back to square one, trying to find another sucker to move in on. But unfortunately, little did they know, some of us have actually in fact woken to just exactly what they're up to, what they're all about, and we are extremely and consciously aware to what they're doing. Even despite their victory little wins here and there, which God, might I add, will actually remove and strip from those involved that are thinking, or should I say that think they're winning in life by doing what they do. And they're going to be left hating themselves and spiraling. They're going to be left spiraling within their own dysfunction. Now, I don't want anyone to experience this. But it's the only way they're going to learn a valuable life lesson. That sometimes, in order to find yourself, you have to go through dysfunction. You have to go through self-sabotage. You have to go through all of the ugly stuff. As a matter of fact, you have to go to the most ugliest parts of the trenches, climb back out unscathed, with a few spiritual cuts and bruises maybe, in order to find yourself in here and in here. You know, that's what people have got to do. And, you know, they can always come crawling back crying for my help. I'm not going to help them. You know, they chose to do exactly what they did to me. They chose to make that decision. I didn't force them. I didn't even try to convince them that the life they're living by displaying these degenerative ways is actually a good life, the real life. They chose. They made that consecutive choice by choosing to live that life. I tried warning them, on the other hand, as to what would happen if they continued. They didn't listen. Now they have to reap the consequences and the punishments to their actions. Ha, ha, he, hoo, ha. It is what it is, man, you know. It is what it is, isn't it? Gone are the days where, you know, I'm excessively giving and good, you know, to people on a whole. I mean, the question I have, really, towards people is, what do you bring to my table? Are you genuine? Do you have a good heart and a good mind? A sound, sober mind? Are you seeking the same things that I'm seeking in life, within here and in here? And do you add elevation to one's life as much as I do with yours? Now, you know, if you answered yes to all of these things, then bravo. Congratulations. We're going to get along just fine. Believe you and me. If you answered no, and all you have to bring is foolishness, drama, stupidity, degeneracy, along with reprobate projections within my life, then I'm going to keep on cutting you off. I'm going to keep on unacknowledging you. And I'm going to keep on throwing you in the deep end like you did with me. It's the only way you're going to learn a valuable life lesson. That some of us aren't going to be around forever. And you're going to have to learn to live life all over again by yourselves. Within correspondence to the gospel, its 10 commandments, judgments and statutes, assuming, of course, you are obeying the Holy Spirit. Now, if you are obeying the Holy Spirit, and you're not living in sin, you'll be absolutely fine. And if you did backslide, and you happen to fall on your ass, pray, let go of whatever it is that is no longer within your control, and you will see the heavens above you and within you open up in order to receive those prayers. Technically speaking, you are not only letting go of what's no longer in your control, but you are also passing on any particular said battles that you can't or don't even have the strength to see through, you know. I guess, you know, you can call it a developed relationship within the making. Like I said, God's true to his very word. You know, we're spiritual beings. You know, if you want to get technical, we are essentially the walking Bible itself. And this is why so many people fail at life, because people are living outside of the Bible. They are disobeying the Holy Spirit. And when punishment and consequence comes catching up to them, they are always quick enough to blame God for everything. And I can't be getting on with kindergarten crybabies like that. If you were quick enough to dish it out, you best believe you're sure as hell going to take the pain and suffering that you're carrying upon the shoulders of yours. You're going to take those punishments and consequences. And you're going to use everything that God places upon you in order to crush your very soul, in order to grow and evolve and age like a fine wine. Once again, I don't care who you are, whether you're a man or a woman, boy or a girl, you're going to learn. And you're going to learn well. That if you think for 1 minute that God the Father was this lovey-dovey, pally-pally, figure, man, you really and truly have no idea. You have no idea just exactly how powerful God the Father really is and what he is capable of. And trust me, you don't even want to go down that path and try to underestimate him. Because you would have provoked him onto wrath for the last and final time. And, there is no way in fixing the relationship with him if you choose to follow the external factors of this world that continuously and ruthlessly, drag you away from his word, along with the very presence of the Holy Spirit. Because you made that consecutive choice by following self. You made that choice by serving self. You made that choice by living like a reprobate and degenerate, thinking that he was going to reward you and bless you within the process. Wrong answer. If you're living like a degenerate, if you're living like a reprobate, he's going to punish you, and he is going to punish you so hard, that you are most likely to be crushed and defeated many times over. And the only way to get your mojo back is through prayer and direct communication, whether it be on a bench within the dark light hours. I say dark light hours, the dark hours. Or whether it be along your travels on a hole. Or whether it be when you're working. God is very real. And so is his Son, Jesus Christ. So is the Holy Spirit. And there you have it, folks. Keep on seeking, and ye shall find. Keep on obeying, and God will continue to show you just how powerful and awesome he really is, It's a wrap.